What up, everybody? Just came back from the movies. Nice Monday night. It was a nice time to go watch a random movie. Haven't been to the movies since Oppenheimer and Mission Impossible. So I was just looking forward to going to the movies and having a good time. There wasn't really anything on the show listing that interested me other than A24's new horror movie, Talk to Me. I went in completely blind. I watched maybe. I think I might have saw a trailer when it came out, like when the previews came out in the movie theater, but I don't remember seeing it. I remember seeing the A24 logo, but that was it. But yeah, I watched maybe 10 seconds of the trailer on YouTube, and I was like, this looks alright, maybe enough to watch, and I kind of got bored tonight. Wasn't sure if I was going to go watch it, and I made up my decision and just stayed away from the trailer. And I'm happy I did, because this movie just has a lot of things it could have spoiled in the trailer, and I'm not sure if it did or not, so I'm happy I didn't do that. To get into the movie itself, start off with the positives. Coming from someone that I absolutely love horror movies. I love superhero movies. But I find superhero movie fatigue and horror movie fatigue, like burnout, to be a bit different. With superhero movies, I find I get burnt out. But usually there's that one superhero movie that comes, like the Batman or Joker. Not superhero, but you know what I mean. And they kind of come and revive the franchise. So here I was kind of hoping that this movie would do that for the horror genre. Don't get me wrong, we've had a couple of good horror movies. A lot of them I did not like. I don't think Evil Dead Rise is a bad horror movie. I just personally didn't enjoy it. But I'm not going to sit there and say that's a terribly made movie. The production in the movie, the cinematography in the movie was awesome. I just didn't like the violence. A part of it was that they spoiled a lot of it in the trailer, but I'm getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to say is I find it a bit harder for the horror genre to get back up on its feet, because there's so many possession storylines you can do, and it gets stale. Thankfully, this movie feels very fresh and unique, even though people are getting possessed. It feels very, very realistic, and I think that's what I love most about this movie. I did hear one comment before I watched it, because I did see another review, and a lot of people are saying this is scarier than Hereditary. Hereditary is probably one of the 2 or 3 movies that actually scares me. Have I rewatched it? No, I've only seen it once. I do want to rewatch it, but since I already know what happens, I have a feeling that would hinder the experience a bit. But here, everything is pretty natural. There's no stupid jump scares. It kind of does feel like this could happen if you do believe in like spirits, which I kind of do. I believe in ghosts. I'm not really into the whole possession thing, but I mean, it could be true. I've never seen it with my own eyes. But they make it very, very believable and realistic. The characters are really well done. They're not like, we don't get a lot of development with like the main character. We get development with her about her parents and that, but that's pretty much it. But it was still good. It was enough. The acting's good. The cinematography is great. Another thing I liked is, you guys know, if you watch a modern, typical horror movie nowadays, it just has that kind of factory feel to it, like the MCU does with not all their movies, but majority of them. The standard cinematography, the standard, like how the scenes look. This movie, from like the first shot, is like a very dirty, grimy movie, and it sets the tone, it sets the vibe. I love how dark it is, and I just love how, even though this is a very, very simple plot, and by the end of the movie I did want a bit more, this is, without a doubt, an original horror movie that has not been done before. It's not a remake, it's not a reboot, it's nothing. It's brand new. And that's why I've really been giving every single A24 movie a chance. Do I like every single one? No. I loved The Lighthouse. I loved Men. That was fucking awesome. X was decent. I wanted more from that. Pearl was decent. They don't have any movies that I sit there and I absolutely hate, because I can always see the art direction that they're going in. And this movie definitely does have a bit of A24 weirdness, but not as much as The Northman. I think that's the only one I really didn't like. But their creativity is on full display here. It is a slow burn. It is an hour and a half, but it's a slow burn in a good way. It goes by really fast. And this isn't really a complaint, but near the third act, it didn't feel like the third act to me. I thought maybe the movie was half over because it was running along so fast. But once we got near the end, I thought there would have been a bit more for them to do with what happens at the ending. I could see it opening up for a sequel, most definitely. Like, I wouldn't say it's a cliffhanger, but if they want to do a sequel just because the way this ended, it's there. But if they don't make a sequel, you can still watch this movie and not feel like you need another one, which is nice to have both of those. But the way that it ended, I'm not going to sit here and say I hated it, but it wasn't over the top about it. Like, it really just abruptly just ends. And I thought, oh man, it would have been cool if before it ended, they got her to do this for a couple of more scenes and do this to these people and then maybe have an ending. I don't know. The only negative I have about the movie is that it's a well-made horror movie. I had a great time watching it. It is original, but just like horror movies, like every other horror movie I watch, I think it's just the genre. Even if I love the movie like Hereditary, I rarely go back and watch the same horror movie. If I'm looking for a horror movie, I want to watch something I haven't seen before. I feel getting excited and getting scared is different. If I want to watch Winter Soldier for the 30th time, I still get excited because that movie is fucking awesome and the fight scenes are awesome and it's intense. Horror movies, I'm not going to get scared after I've seen that typical jump scare 3 times. It might have worked the first time, but it didn't work the third time. So long story short, what I'm trying to say is I don't think this movie has a lot of rewatchability. I definitely will forget it by next week. But which sucks because like it's a really good, solid original idea. And they did capitalize on it. There's nothing bad about the movie. I went out Monday night, watched this movie. I'll definitely forget about it. It's nothing like a Spider-Verse or a Joker, anything like that, where it's just going to stick with you. Like Mission Impossible, some of those movies you want to go back and watch. This is just different. You got to be in a certain type of mood for a movie like this. But overall, I would give Talk to Me a 7.5 out of 10. This would have got a higher rating if I just had a bit more gore. There was a few scenes. There is a few great disturbing scenes that have a lot of great tension, great build-up. But I just wanted a little bit more kills, I would say. The whole possession thing, it kind of fucks up one person, but then the rest of the group is kind of safe. And it feels like they could have done more with it. I feel like it could have went after more people. Would have been cool. But whatever. Very original movie. Unique ideas. Not waste of money. Go support this in the theaters if you just like unique stuff, especially now during the writer's strike. I don't know. Let's see what happens with that. But I'll keep you guys updated on what I'm doing. I think tomorrow I'll drop a review for the 4K version of Snake Eyes. I appreciate everyone. Talk to you later.